Guys, here we go. Sorry I had to rub it down a little bit. So the holes are drilled, they are countersunk, and they are taken for the shaft as well. Now, remember when I said about being careful? Yeah, well, it happens to me as well. You never know what's underneath the varnish or underneath the paint or whatever, and like I said, this deck has been repaired at some point by somebody. And I got chip out here. Not a massive issue, because we can just fill it, and I'll show you that later on in the video. This headstock's going to get refinished anyway, so it'll all get sanded off. I sanded the rest off of that just to see whether I cracked anywhere else, but we were actually quite lucky. A couple little grazing cracks on the front and stuff down the bottom here, but like I said, they can all get sanded off and sprayed later. But if you actually look now, let me get you one. Here we go. Ooh, there's one. Have I got the right one? That's the question. Possibly, yes. Alright, so now she fits just nicely in there, and the shaft goes all the way through, and we've left room for the tang as well. So the next point of call really for this is, I've already actually marked it. The tang itself obviously sits in here, and if you just see where that line is there, you can see the line is in the middle of the string hole, right there. So use a ruler or use a set square, whatever you've got, but just be careful and measure down halfway, basically halfway through the hole. You want to leave some of this right exposed. So do that on a couple of them, do it at the end of them, and then basically draw yourself a line. What you should have is 6 crosses all the way along, one up here, all the way down. Okay. Now, I lied to you. Yeah, Stiggy lied to you, I'm afraid. And the reason I lied to you is because I forgot to tell you something at the beginning of the video that you're going to need. Bit smart, you don't have to put these in, but personally I would, because it just stops them chewing away at the wood. It doesn't matter, they're about 50p to £1 or about $1 or something if you get them off eBay or wherever you want to get them from. And they are these. They are basically old style machine head ferrules. You know, basically they go in there, yeah. And what they're going to do is, once you've drilled your holes, you're going to put them one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. And when the string passes through the hole, it's not going to gouge into your wood or your finish or anything like that. You don't have to put it on if you're on a major budget, but to me, I definitely would. Okay. Now, what you're going to find is when you're doing this job, all machine heads are slightly different. You need to do a bit of research and find ones that are pretty slim, because it's going to be a bit crowded up here. Obviously you're going to have one machine head that sticks there. You can't have your machine heads, if you're doing this cheap budget build, facing backwards. Unfortunately for these ones, they are going to be facing outwards. Okay, they do fit nice and snugly like that, and then your normal machine heads obviously will go up there, and they do actually clear. So you can have 2 facing, you can have 6 facing upwards and 6 facing that way. But that's the price that you pay for doing something yourself. You can put them around here. You could also maybe shave this off, you know, and put a piece of wood on there, but to be fair, it's a bit of a nightmare doing it that way, and I think it looks a little bit better doing it this way because it's interesting. So I'm going to drill these holes. I'm going to put the ferrules in, and basically you'll start to see, when these holes are drilled all the way across, what we're going to see is, we're going to see the hole for the machine head sticking through here, which is where you are going to put your extra set of strings straight through. You're going to go all the way through the bottom. You don't have to put a ferrule on the bottom. You can if you want aesthetics, it doesn't matter, but for me, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put them on the front. Okay, so when the strings come over your nut, they'll go through and they'll start rubbing. Oh, I dropped it. Dropsies. They're going to rub on the ferrule, basically. They're not going to rub on your wood. So I'm going to drill these and then I'll get back to you.